Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Used video games are quickly going to become a thing of the past. Allegedly, according to reports, the next Xbox is going to be able to play Blu-ray discs and not support used video games. Now, you may think this is an outrage, but just think about it for a moment. A lot of video games that you might purchase today are fully digital. So reselling a game isn't as important as it might have been when you have this physical disc in front of you, or a cartridge. This physical item can only be played where that physical item can be used. And that's going away. We still deal with discs today. We still deal with physical media, but it's soon going to be a thing of the past. And I'm sure plenty of gamers are upset about this. But the idea of me buying a video game, say on iOS or even Android, irrespective of gaming platform, if I were to buy a game and play it and use it and I don't want it anymore, I have it. Reselling the bits just don't, that doesn't make sense. That process makes absolutely zero sense because there's nothing physical to transfer back and forth. And the future of gaming is going to be fully electronic. Whether we're talking about something that you download to a computer, a game console, a phone, a tablet, whatever it happens to be. And I think, people are kind of upset about no longer being able to sell used video games after you've played it. Do you want to play it again, or is it worth nothing? Well, you've just paid, essentially, for that experience. You paid to use the disc, in some cases. For that experience, that's what you got. So you can't really recoup any of those costs. So do I think this is a good thing or a bad thing, no longer being able to sell used video games? Well, we've been going that way anyway. I mean, have you been able to sell a used Android game? Have you been able to sell a used piece of software if it was all digital, if the license was just fully digital? Craigslist, says the Ian Burke. You could always take it that way, but if the console itself won't play used video games, specifically those tied to a disc, because the idea of selling a used video game in a fully electronic fashion, well, it's a bit odd. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that happen, not to say that it wouldn't. And I'm just looking here in the comments in the YouTube chat feed. I would not be sad if the game was cheaper, says BB Blood Brother CCCX. Hopefully it'll mean the games are cheaper, says Boothroyd 1992. Boo, PC gamers have gone digital since Steam, says 993 Leo. And we, by the way, have a Nomies group on Steam that registered Nomies can join. I'm going to see, that's what YouTube's saying right now in the comments thread. The idea, though, that the used video game is disappearing, I think is kind of long overdue. Now, at the Bat 1 on YouTube says, I personally like discs because it's easy to share with friends. True, but you can kind of do the same thing with electronics. I mean, electronics, but I mean the electronic version of a game, fully electronic, no physical bits, just, digital bits and bytes, peeks and pokes. Well, I don't know if they still use those anymore. So, it's something to consider in the next generation of gaming, that the used concept is, used consoles may still sell, but used video games, yesterday's news.